Hello everyone and welcome to the follow-up tournament of the Extreme Masters Season 2. So in case you missed the recap video, well, Satini unable to attend to the finals due to a condition. Let's keep it like that. I talked a little bit more about it, as I said in the recap video. And, you know, we need a replacement. And we're gonna have 3 contestants: Ciara, Protois, and Nightwolf. Not Fire due to inactivity. And they are gonna play in a round robin. So we're gonna have 3 more best of 3s here to decide one player that is going to go to the finals. And yeah, the first best of 3 is going to be between Ciara, the Danish Orc player, this time on the bottom right spawn position of Turtle Rock, starting with a standard build against the German undead player Protois. Protois lost 3-0 against Todd in the playoffs. Ciara lost 3-0 against Paladin in the playoffs. So let's see which one of these two is going to end up, you know, putting himself into a good position here after this best of 3. Theoretically, we could have a decision after 2 best of 3s already if Protois ends up winning here and ends up winning the second best of 3, which is going to be the one between him and Nightwolf. So yeah, Fiend build order by Protois. Not sure if I mentioned it already, but I guess you can see it. Next, Sigurd is going to wall off the Acolytes against any Blade Master harassment. And speaking of Blade Master harassment, it's the Farseer actually by Ciara. Alright, so I guess if you consider the Blade Master almost to be a given, then it's nice to be surprised once in a while by a Farseer of an Orc player. But yeah, Ciara has been seen to play the Farseer a lot, especially against human, but he's giving that hero a shot right now against undead as well. And as I said, we'll see how well he's going to be able to do with that hero. Starting to creep here, very likely he's getting a shop in the middle, very likely that we'll see him going here next. And I think we've already quickly seen on the minimap a little green dot lighting up, so that's already where he rallied next. Yeah, that's where he's heading immediately, so he's going to get level 2 quickly, go to the shop, get items, you know, salves, clarity maybe, and a speed scroll, and then go for some Acolyte harassment with Chain Lightning and the Wolves. And in the meantime, the DK is out. The first Fiend has scouted that there is no close spawn here on TR. By the way, Ciara also has not yet scouted, but I guess that's going to be happening just now as he's heading across the map. But by the looks of it, he's probably going to be revealed before the DK can continue creeping ahead here, which could leave his main very, very vulnerable. Or is he gonna stay passive and just for a tiny moment until the DK is somewhat further away from the main? And it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Continues to creep in the meantime with his grunts. And actually, does he use Wolves here immediately? I guess he probably could, because the 2 grunts will be able to finish this creep camp by themselves. But decides not to use a Chain Lightning yet. DK is coming back already. The Fiends continue creeping here all by themselves. Gonna take a ton of damage. But for the time being, he's keeping his opponent a little bit distracted here. The Farseer can actually pick up the item if he wants to. Thus far, he's gotten Gauntlets, Mantle, and the Ring of Protection +2 right now. Grunts have taken a bit of damage. DK will finish the camp here. Level tier 2 has been started right now for Protois, so this could be the time for some harassment. And Protois really needs to stay close to defend here. The Fiend right now sees the Farseer coming in. There's still the speed scroll. And, well, 1 Acolyte is going to die at least. I would be very surprised. Well, the DK is actually in position already, but the Chain Lightning can do a ton of damage. Speed scroll has to be used very early on. So actually Protois, yeah, is able to defend here for the time being. And this grunt, unaffected by the speed scroll, gets slowed here by the Nerubian Tower. So this could actually turn out to be a little bit painful for Ciara, but he's able to yeah, block away the undead units from this grunt, and he's still a little bit away from dying to 1 coil. But can he continue blocking here against the Death Knight? 1 more hit probably, and then a coil. Yes, 98 HP. Coil strikes down the grunt, so Ciara apparently wanted to wait with the chain lightning there against the Acolytes until one was down on HP enough for the chain lightning to instant kill it, but that never happened, so Protois is holding on nicely, at least thus far, but Ciara should have a huge tech lead. We're gonna take a look at that in just a second once the little push here, once the aggression is repelled, and I guess that's the case right now. So we just heard upgrade complete, Shadowhunter second coming immediately, and one Beastry at least so far. He does have the resources for a second tier 2 building if he wants to get it. Another grunt running pretty low on HP, and Protois with this large number of fiends so far is able to push back Ciara quite easily. But then again, the Shadowhunter is going to be out soon, and if Protois decides to stay this aggressively out on the map, then it's definitely going to cause him to cost him a town portal. With the first hexes coming in, fiends will be easy cannon fodder. And Protois, knowing the game, knows that Ciara should be tier 2 by now, isn't getting overly aggressive, at least, you know, until he realizes, or, you know, for all he knows, there could still be a TC second, but also a Shadowhunter, and if he saw a TC, then he could go out on the map a little bit further, but seeing the Shadowhunter is probably going to force him to stay back a bit, but Ciara decides to take this contested camp in the middle right away, and perhaps Protois is going to be able to work nicely from a range with those fiends. There is no coil available currently, and yeah, there we can see it. Speed score is coming in, but the creeps are actually placing themselves very awkwardly in between the undead army and the orc army, but still Protois has to TP here. As I said, even with the creeps there in between the two armies, it's just not possible for Protois to contest anything out on the map at this particular timing, with his tech being so late, with him investing so much into fiends early on. Slaughterhouse is coming for him, tier 2 is finished, Lich is about to spawn. For Ciara, yeah, he's really just going for a massive low-teched army here, really banking to benefit on his early tier 2 advantage, which he's currently still got, but not for all too long, I guess. Then again, Protois is staying on tier 2 for a while as well. So it's not like he's rushing up to destroy us, which I think should be his preferred choice here. But alright, he continues creeping. Invul Potion, soon to be level 3 on the DK. Expansion is coming very early on, which makes sense. As I just said, he still has a decent position here. Ciara did this, getting more grunts, getting more raiders out. Continuing to apply some pressure. Probably doesn't want to fight right next to the tavern here, where it's super difficult for him to charge forward against those fiends. Level 2 on the SH in the meantime as well. And he's going straight for the first fiend. The Ensnare, the only Ensnare he's got, has been used on the DK though, so no lockdown really, and Protois is falling back into this small choke where I just said it's very awkward to fight for Ciara, but at the same time the DK is running low already, and he didn't rebuy a town portal, so he really needs to be careful not to lose his DK here. 2 Ensnares used onto the fiends, and Hex all of a sudden on the Death Knight, and Chain Lightning, and yeah, Protois, I just said it, needs to be careful here, isn't getting to use his Invul Potion, and all of a sudden this game is looking terrible already. Rebuys his DK, but now he's completely out of mana. The Lich is in trouble. All fiends are kind of low. No TP, and Protois is just gonna get destroyed here in this fight. He has to try and outrun his opponent here. 1 Ensnare left for the for the orc. And now, after using his potion, he's at least going to get home safely to lick his wounds. But no way in hell he's gonna be able to cancel this expansion. And had he gone for a quick tier 3 tech, well, he's still not going for a tier 3 tech, so I'm wondering if he's going to do so at all. Had he gone for a quick tier 3 tech, you know, he, well, for one, probably wouldn't have decided to go for that fight, but he'd at least be able to follow this up with an orb and destroy us and everything. But yeah, he's pulling his lumber ghouls, he's getting another fiend, he's at 42 supply against 43. He wants to make it happen right now, and probably, given the way the game is right now, that's his best shot. The DK needs to coil early on here before a Hex can come in. There is the Hex coming in, very, very obvious. And is the damage output enough? Yes, it is. Protois losing his DK, losing his Lich here to a very, very obvious maneuver by his opponent, and thereby almost yeah, failing with this push before it even started. The next Hex on the DK secures another kill for Ciara, and this is, yeah, good game. And as the replay bar isn't like even close to finished, I guess I'm just gonna do it like that. And Ciara is leading 1-0. That's how quickly it can go. The early game looked pretty promising for Protois. He did get a bit of XP on his DK. He prevented the harass from doing any damage, even killing a ghoul. And then he just, you know, went for the completely wrong strategy, in my opinion, for that, trying to go for that early tier 2 pressure against an orc who was just basically going for the same, which is, you know, having a power spike early on tier 2 and benefiting from it. But the problem is that the orc race is just so much better at that than the undead race, and you could clearly see that with a large number of fiends against some ensnares and a large number of grunts, it's just so difficult to make anything happen against the hexes, against the ensnares, against everything, and just wasn't working out for Protois. On top of things, losing his DK there, being greedy with the Immo potion, and yeah, not using it in time was almost GG already, and then losing his Lich there at the end as well. Very obvious that that was going to happen, and therefore, as I said, 1-0 for Ciara, and we're going into map number 2, Echo Isles.